Hello, everybody, and welcome into today's episode of the Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. My name is Sunny, and I am here coming to you with my man. What's up, Caleb?
Nothing much.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do, the most important thing, of course, that we do on every episode, is thank our patrons. So, huge thank you to Austin Johnson, Kane Martin, Mocha, Myth Oceanus, Pig, Scuzz Daddy, AD, Aaron Gardner, Anthony, Leela, Damian Zink, Mountain Man, Owen Alvarado, Jeremy Drysdale, Ray Powell, and Sunny Sweet. Woo! Man, I gotta take a deep breath because now we have so many names that I have to I have to either take one huge breath or like a double breath in the middle.
Yeah, boy.
So thank you, of course, to all of our wonderful patrons for all of your continued support of the podcast. Today we are kind of taking it easy. I'm gonna keep it real with you. We don't have a lot going on right now.
But next week, woo, Eldorado's coming out.
Yep. And we may or may not have a pretty big announcement on Friday's episode, so be sure to tune into that. But I can neither confirm nor deny if we're gonna have that announcement yet because we don't know yet.
Yeah, we're not 100% sure on it. We're like 50% sure.
Yeah. So. Possibly some very cool stuff coming up in the future. Be sure to check out Friday's episode for more news on that. So, in the meantime, today we are going to be talking a little bit about the OCG. Woo. So, you may have already realized that if you read the title, but not everybody does, which, I respect. So, we're going to do some OCG discussion today, and as well as... Nope, that's it. Just OCG.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it would be really, really cool if we had more to talk about, but we don't. So, yeah. We might just do some housekeeping stuff where we talk about the. I know that there were some regionals happening, but we don't really have regional results right now for things like that.
Yet.
So,
key term. Yet.
Right. All of the regionals right now are remote duel regionals. So, I know that there was a. Oh gosh, what's it called?
Remote Duel Invitational. Extravaganza.
No, it was a remote duel regional.
Oh!
Yeah,
Ooh.
They had one yesterday, which was Saturday for us. And
okay.
That one was it was participated in by Jesse Cotton. I know he played in it. And through at least 6 rounds, he was undefeated. And he was playing Sword Soul. So.
Whew, buddy. Better have your token collectors.
Yeah. I agree. So, but let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some OCG. Why don't we? So, we don't really. This makes me want to go check to make sure there was no news that came out while we were while we were setting everything up.
Well, we'll go ahead and start working on that. I'll check that real quick.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason why we have 2 people on this show.
Oh, I guess we could talk about the Duel Links Forbidden List. What do you say?
Ooh, yeah. Sure, why not?
So there's only 2 things that got moved. So this is expected to be implemented on November 16th. But what happened is Necros of Valkyrus got limited to 1 and Reasoning got limited to 1, and that was it. So keep in mind.
Interesting.
Keep in mind. Limiting a card in Duel Links may as well be a ban.
Yeah.
Because...
your odds of seeing it are...
Well, it's not just odds of seeing it. It's that you're only allowed to run 1 limited card and 1 semi-limited card in your deck.
Fair. And there's probably always a better limited or semi-limited card to run.
So, like, if they semi-limit 2 cards from one strategy, it's useless.
Yeah.
So... I think that's how it works.
Yeah. Oh, there is one little piece of Sevens news that I think I should mention real quick, just because I think it's hilarious.
Sure.
For those of you who were super old school, if you remember the Dunmiss Dark Witch, Change of Heart, and Gyakugiri Panda, Sevens just re-released redos of these cards. Tiara Masu Dark Witch, Change of Nada de Coco, and Frenzy's Panicotta. They're puns. It's Dunmiss, but she's like a maid at a not a maid. She's a like a waitress at like a maid cafe. It's hilarious. Change of Nada de Coco is a fairy-like fiend employee, and it delivers heart-shaped jellies. And then Frenzied Panna Cotta is a savage panda employee who loses its top if Panna Cotta is ordered. I don't know what that is. But I just think this is very silly. Kind of like how they re-released all the Utopia monsters and the Gaga monsters, but they're all baseball themed now.
Right.
Which I think is just silly.
So
Throwing that out there is some silly stuff.
if you are a fan of sevens, check those out. And if you're a fan of Duel Links, be sure to go ahead and check that out. So and before we do get into the OCG metagame stuff, we also do want to take a moment to be sure to tell you to follow us on Twitter at Top Cut Podcast and join our Discord, which the links will be in the description below. So, all right. So we're going to go through 2 OCG metagame reports here. We're going to talk about them separately. The first one we're going to talk about is OCG Metagame Report 4, which came from, it was just published on October 30th. So, 10 days ago by the time this podcast episode posts. But it's still relevant information because it gives you an idea of what is really happening over there. Because because we're going to read this one for our October 30th, and then we're going to read one for November the 6th.
Yeah, which was like yesterday, I think.
Yeah, time of recording, it was yesterday. So.
Yeah.
So it'll be 3 or 4 days old.
Yeah, by the time it's but still.
So we're looking at just in descending order of what was the most and least represented decks. So the most represented deck is, as of right now, it's actually Phantom Knights.
I mean, that's to be expected in a more control heavy meta.
No,
I guess.
It's not. It's not that it's control heavy. It's that it's really, the thing is, it's like, how do you say it? It's kind of a thing about how do you put it?
How do you put that?
It's not that it's more of a control meta, because I think over the last year or two, you can look at the OCG as getting more and more combo heavy with Master Rule 5. And I think a lot of that can be attributed to the one-card starter nature of the game now.
Fair.
So, it would just be basically incorrect, right, to play a control deck. I'm not going to say incorrect necessarily, but it's way less high of a ceiling.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the specific control deck you're playing in your specific local scene, mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I imagine there's probably locals where Floodgate.deck is what it just auto wins everything.
Right.
Just because of the way people play and blah, 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 blah. That's neither here nor there.
Right. So the things to think about here are Phantom Knights being number 1 at 20% of the meta, Prank Kids being number 2 at 14% of the meta, Sword Soul being number 3 at 7.5% of the meta, Brave Tenyi being number 4.
Brave Tenyi.
Yeah, so Brave Tenyi uses the Brave token package.
Yeah.
And Tenyi as extenders.
Okay.
So
that's neat.
Yeah, it's okay. It's very okay. So after Brave, okay. Just looking at it, it's not really like Brave Tenyi. It's like Brave Sword Soul Yangzing Tenyi.
Oh.
It's just worm.deck.
It's like brave worms.
Basically, yeah.
Worms that are brave.
And then Drytron, Flew Wanderees, Eldlitch, Tri-Brigade, Phoenix Brave, which is just Phoenix Enforcer, Brave token Turbo. So,
bunch of draw cards.
Adamancipator, Brave Virtual World, Hero, Salamangrate, Adignister, Agent Fairies, Brave Punk, Lightsworn, Destiny Hero, Brave Zephyr, Destiny Hero Despia, Destiny Hero Exorcister, Destiny Hero Invoked Mech Knight, Dogmatica Invoked, 1DD, Endymion, Grass Infernoid, Invoke Shadal, Megalith FTK. Excuse me?
Well then.
Where's that deck profile?
That's what I want to know. That's interesting.
Yeah. Spiral and Tri-Brigade Lyrilisk. So this is like By the way, this is like 93 topping decks from 17 tournaments held across Japan and China. So, over the course of a week.
Yeah.
So basically, this metagame report compiles a bunch of locals reports into one large topping list. So,
Which is still interesting.
yes. So let's talk about the 20% PK. So these Phantom Knight decks, when you think Phantom Knights here in the TCG, you think Phantom Knights, and sure, they'll run like a Dragoon.
And that's even a maybe. Usually they do. But I think some of them are going to start also using the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer package as well.
Right.
Just due to it's shiny and new.
Yeah, and a lot of them argue that like running an artifact scythe and being able to destroy Phoenix Enforcer pop the scythe.
Yeah.
So you run like a small artifact package to special summon lock your opponent is really good.
It's what Dagda and the extra deck, Scythe in the main.
That's it. Yep. So, and then your Phoenix Enforcer package that you're already running. So,
yeah.
But you have to remember that Phoenix Enforcer is a lot more prevalent over there because they've had it a while, and
Dragoon's banned.
Exactly.
I think. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the other thing to consider. So,
yeah.
But of these Phantom Knights, you have 14 of them are Destiny Hero Brave Phantom Knight.
Oh.
Which is you run the Phoenix Enforcer package, and then you also run the Brave Token package, which is like a 1-card starter, 2-summon negate.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's interesting. Plus your normal PK plays that you would go through.
Right. So like in total for that package, you're running 1 Destiny Hero Dasher, 1 Destiny Hero Celestia. You're running like 4 Brave Token monsters, and then the rest is like your normal Phantom Knight build. You're running like 3 Torrent Scales. You're running 3 of the boots. You're running 1 Ancient Cloak, 1 Ragged Gloves. And then you're running 2 Fog Blades of Wings and a Shade Brigandine. And then you're also running for your spells. Well, you're also running 2 Crossouts. So you're running 3 Maxi, 3 Ash, 2 Nibs, because that's what hurts you the most. And then you're running like 3 Fusion Destinies. I think it's 5 Brave Token spells, maybe 4. I don't. I'm gonna be honest. It's all in Japanese, so.
Yeah.
And then droplets, a couple of called buys because they have multiple called buy over there. And then you have, of course, your 1 Rhoda, and that's like a 42 card deck. So.
But I mean, everything is 1-card starters and searchable. So I mean.
Right, and like this deck. Like, just listen to the extra deck, and just kind of, one Phoenix Enforcer, 1 Breaksword, 1 Leviair, the Sea Dragon, 1 Downard, 1 Zeus for quick Zeus plays.
Yeah.
On top of a Breaksword or something. Then 1 Link Spider, 1 Almirage, 1 Cherubini, 1 Verte, 1 Masquerena, 1 Dagda, 1 Dark Charmer, 1 Bardiche, 1 Unicorn, and 1 Borrelsword. It's just good stuff. Extra deck.
Pretty much, because the only thing that's very specifically this is for PK is like the Leviair and the Breaksword, for the most part.
Well, and the Cherubini and the Rusty.
Yeah.
But I mean, just in general, it's just a strong mid-rangey deck.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, because you can just make the Brave Token and pass. PK plays and pass, or you could just make the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, or even do multiples, which is what you're really going to do, is end up putting out like a good PK board and then ending that with going through the Brave stuff.
For 1 negate through the Brave Token package.
Yeah.
So if they're not running Destiny Hero Brave Phantom Knights, though, they're running Danger Punk Phantom Knights. There's a couple of those.
Fair. I could see why they're running punks.
And the dangers are always good.
Mm-hmm.
1 just Danger Phantom Knight, 1 Grass Phantom Knight, because that grass is greener is at 2 over there, even though like almost nobody plays it. 1 Grass Danger Burning Abyss Phantom Knight, which Grass Danger Burning Abyss Phantom Knight is like a lot, but whatever works.
Yeah. Talk about a pile of random stuff.
Honestly, yeah. So. But that's pretty much it. So there's a lot of different routes you can go. You can go with the punk stuff. You can go with the Destiny Hero, Brave Tokens, Grass, dangers. You can tech a lot of different little engines into this deck.
But like I imagine the Punk build's probably more of a rank 3 spam build.
Probably, yeah.
Because you can hit rank 3s, and they can also sink for 6 real easy. So that's probably what that's there for.
Right. So surprisingly, the next deck on this list is actually Prank Kids. But when you really look at the breakdown on what kind of Prank Kids decks we have, it's really not like that surprising, right? Because it's 11 of the 13 Prank Kids decks are just Brave Token Prank Kids.
Oh, okay. Brave Kids.
Yeah. So, and then 2 of them are Destiny Hero Brave Token.
Of course.
Prank Kids. So, Brave Token is just like a cancer in the OCG right now. It just kind of grows into everything, and then you just can't get rid of it once it's there. I mean, it literally just... It seems like every deck just wants to tech in a little Brave Token package just for quick and easy negates.
Yeah, well, I mean, because like how big is because the package is only what 5-6 cards big at most.
I think it's like 8, but it's still.
Yeah, that's still kind of tiny for just hey, I drew one of them, I get a negate on board.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty good.
It really is. It really is. Next, we have some Sword Souls. So we have 7 Sword Souls, which includes 3 Pure Sword Soul, 2 10-yi Sword Soul, and 2 Destiny Hero 10-yi Sword Soul. So it all just depends on whether or not you want to put the money into a Phoenix Enforcer package, right?
Yeah.
So, after that, we have the Brave Sword Soul Yangzing 10-yi deck. So,
which just sounds like worm.deck again.
Yeah, pretty much. Just worms. Lots of worms. So, next we have... What was it? What was next? Drytron, which is 4 Drytron and 1 Destiny Hero Drytron.
Oh no, I'm sensing a pattern.
Yeah. 4 Wanderees, which we'll talk a little bit more in depth about later. Then you have some Eldlitch, which is 2 regular Eldlitch, 1 Brave Eldlitch, and 1 Grass Brave Eldlitch. 4 Tri-Brigade, which is 3 Destiny Hero Tri-Brigade, and then 3 Destiny Hero Zodiac Tri-Brigade, and 1 just Destiny Hero Tri-Brigade, because I don't think that Barrage is banned over there.
It's not. Yeah, they didn't ban Barrage on their last ban list.
Yeah, 4 Phoenix Brave, which is just Phoenix Enforcer Brave tokens.
And then I assume a bunch of stall and draw.
Probably lots of hand drops and stuff.
Yeah.
3 Adamantipator, 3, and then, we're just back into what I was reading off earlier. So.
Yeah.
The other deck that they have here is the Prank Kids deck, which has the small Brave token package. It's like 9 cards. Then you have like your 2 Roxys, 3 Lampsies, 3 Dropsies, 3 Fansies, 1 Nib, 3 Maxi, 3 Ash, all for crossout targets because you run 2 crossouts, 2 called by. Your 5 Prank Kids, your 5 Brave token spells, because it's 4 monsters, 5 spells is the full package, it looks like. Then 2 Prank Kids, looks like 2 Pandemonium, 1 Place, 1 Pranks. Could have my numbers there wrong. And then 3 Droplets, and then like I said, 2 Called By, 2 Crossouts, 1 Thunder Dragon Fusion, and then 1 Imperm, probably also a crossout target. So,
most likely.
Yeah, and then the extra deck is 1 Rocket Ride, 1 Weather Washer, 2 Battle Butler, 2 Meow Meow Moo, 1 Link Spider, 2 Doodle Doo, 1 Bow Wow Bark, then Verte. Wait, what is... Oh, Verte's just here for the Prank Kids plays. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. 1 Link monster that I don't recognize. 1 looks like a Rip Roar and Roaster. And then 1 Nightmare Unicorn and 1 Boral Sword. So, it's mostly just there as like a... I don't know. The Brave token stuff is just there as like a techable package in every deck.
Yeah, that deck... That
that's
tiny.
That card is the new red alt art of Firewall Dragon.
Oh, okay, cool. So they're also running Firewall Dragon.
Yeah, but why?
Good question. I mean,
are the Prank Kids? No, none of them are Cybers, are they?
Yeah, no. They're Rockfire, Aqua, and
I
don't remember. Thunder. But like a major point behind them though, and the only reason why I can remember that they're not Cybers is because people like to overlay the Lampseas, not the Lampseas, the Dropsies into
Abyss Dweller.
Not Dweller, because he's into Bahamut Shark.
They can do both.
Yeah. They can do both, but mostly for Shark, because he requires 2 aquas, or is it 2 waters? I don't remember which.
I think it's 2 waters.
Okay, no, if it's 2 waters, it doesn't matter. But long story short, they're not. I recall them not being Cybers, so I don't know why Firewall Dragon. Maybe the token's a Cybers, but it's not what Firewall Dragon's for.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't know.
Neither do I.
So this is Metagame Report 4, and keep in mind that since the start of this format in the OCG, they've been PK has been the number 1 deck, all format.
Yeah, various builds of PK, but PK in general.
Yeah, just being able to tech in the Brave token package and the
Destroy Phoenix Enforcer.
Yeah, and the DPE package is just so good in that deck. It gives it the Omni Negate that it desperately needs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So next we have the OCG Metagame Report number 5. But before we do want to take a moment to talk about ETB Games in Alexandria, Louisiana.
Our locals.
Right. So we do want to thank our sponsor, ETB Games. They do a lot for us. They help us out. And they, of course, support the podcast. And we support them by letting everybody know that this Saturday, the 13th, there is an upcoming ETB Battle City Day. So for those that are in Louisiana or a lot of Texas, Arkansas, etc., feel free to reach out to us if you need more information. But they do this ETB Battle City Day about once a month.
They try to as best they can.
Right. And so they do it about once a month. It is kind of like a little bit bigger than most locals tournaments. They try to round out, like, they try to get over like 20 to 25 people, which in a lot of places is not like that crazy. But for us, that's a solid turnout. So we are going to work on getting to the we want to make sure that everybody can get to the Battle City days. We want to let you know as early as possible when those are coming. So be sure to check that out this Saturday. If you're interested, like I said, reach out to us for more information. And if you can't make it, if you're not local, that is perfectly okay. Just go ahead and check out their link in the description below. So thank you, everybody, for that. So let's go ahead and hop on into the Metagame Report number 5. So this one is more recent. This one is from 138 top performing decks from 23 tournaments held in Japan and mainland China all of last week, and compiled and put out yesterday. So it's November the 6th, or well, like 3 days ago as of listening. So, but this, honestly, Phantom Knights got even stronger. It was 20% in the last list, and now we're looking at 27.5%.
Jesus, a full 7.5% boost.
Yeah, I mean, Phantom Knights just gets better and better.
I mean, it's got to be. I mean, because that's like one of the biggest bumps I've ever seen on a deck as old as Phantom Knights.
The deck's good, as it turns out.
Yeah, but I think that might also be part of the reason why I was able to get such a huge boost so quickly. Was probably partially because everyone already had the core just set aside in their bulk from, back when it first came out, blah, 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 and finally decided, you know what, Tom, let's pull that out again.
Right.
Let's go. 'Cause that's a Pendulum Era archetype.
It's Pendulum Era. Yeah, because it came out at the same time as Pendulum. Same set.
Yep.
So, we actually... It was a TCG exclusive archetype for the longest.
It was in the anime too.
But it was a TCG exclusive archetype in the game.
Weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
No, I take that back. That was Burning Abyss.
Oh, yeah, the fire half of PK Fire.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I was talking about pure PK. But I mean, like the deck itself is really solid. Even without the Omni Negate, because I mean, yeah, the Omni Negate is what lets it kind of say no to stuff like Dark Ruler No More and Forbidden Droplet. Gives the opportunity to stop that.
Right.
Which, if your opponent had it, then that was it. You just lost right there. Because you use up so many resources trying to get to that end board to begin with.
Yeah, I think that. Well, let's go ahead and let's look at let's get a little bit deeper in it and see more of what's here. So we have 38 Phantom Knights, which, like I said, is out of 138. So
yeah,
38 Phantom Knights, which most of them are Destiny Hero Brave Phantom Knights, a couple of Dangers, and one Brave Danger, but it's almost all Destiny Hero Brave Phantom Knight. So
yeah,
we have 14 Wanderees.
That's a big buff to Wanderees too.
Yeah, so it's represents around 10% of the meta. So 14 Wanderees it's a lot. You have 12 Eldlitch. So this is 8 pure Eldlitch, 2 Brave token Eldlitch, 1 Grass Destiny Hero Eldlitch, and 1 Grass Destiny Hero Brave token Eldlitch. So it's just pops and negates and Eldritch stuff. So
yeah.
Then you have 12 Prank Kids, which is 9 Brave Prank Kids, 3 Destiny Hero Braves. 11 Sword Souls, which is 5 Pure, 3 Tenyi, 2 Destiny Hero, and 1 Destiny Hero Tenyi Sword Soul. Then you have 7 Brave Sword Soul Yang Xing Tenyi, which is just Brave Worms. Then 5 Adagnister, 4 Adamantipator, 4 Shadal, 3 Drytron, which the Shadal is the usual suspects, Grass plus Destiny Heroes and Braves. 3 Drytrons, 3 Hero, 3 Tri-Brigade Lyrilists, 2 Brave Virtual World, 2 Destiny Hero Sky Striker, 2 Destiny Hero Zodiac Tri-Brigade, 2 Dino, which is one Destiny Hero Dino and 1 Dino FTK.
Ooh.
Where are these FTK lists? I need them.
I think they're trying to not propagate the degeneracy that is the FTK.
Hey now. Hey. It's not that bad. 2 Phoenix Brave token, 2 Salamangrate, 2 Zephyra, 1 Agent Fairy, 1 Destiny Hero Invoked, 1 Destiny Hero Orchest, 1 Dragon Link, 1 Evil Twin, 1 Rika, 1 Speedroid, 1 Spiral.
Speedroid? Wait, Spiral?
I like how I rattle off the one-ofs, and you're like, wait a minute, Speedroid. Wait a minute, Spiral? We're not even going to mention Rika.
Well, who cares about Rika? Spiral?
I'm interested in Dragon Link in the OCG.
Yeah, that'd actually be really interesting to compare some of my Dragon Link from here to OCG.
Yeah, because they have even more ban than we do.
Yeah,
for that deck.
But and they also have less like they still have access to multiple copies of Called by the Grave and other various hand traps, and they have Max C. So
right. That's true. So the Phantom Knights deck over there is interesting because the big revelation here was running Droll and Lockbird, because Droll and Lockbird hurts the Wanderees deck. Because on resolution of Rabina, because it would be normal summon Rabina, activate effect, search Eaglin, then normal summon Eaglin. And then right there, you can Droll. So it would be Chainlink 1, Eaglin on normal summon, Chainlink 2, Droll.
Droll would resolve.
Negating, and then
Eaglin would attempt to search, can't because it's negated, but then because the way it's worded, it's full effect just...
Right.
They don't get another normal summon, they're stopped.
Right.
So that's rough to know.
Yeah.
Whether or not that
Droll really hurts Wanderees.
Oh yeah, like whether or not that ruling will persist over into the TCG has yet to be seen.
It will. That's just how it works.
Okay, cool.
That's just how Chainlinks work. So.
Well, I mean, like that particular ruling, because sometimes OCG and TCG gets kind of weird like that.
It does. That is fair, but
yeah.
I think it'll translate.
Yeah, but that seems to be one of those things where it should work the same, just due to the way that kind of thing is interacting.
Mm-hmm. I think though that the thing to note is that that's kind of the reason that a lot of the Wanderees decks are running the
Dimension Shifter and Macro
right.
and Defissure.
Because you have to be able to discard it to the graveyard specifically.
Yeah, it send itself from hand to grave, not discard it. Period.
Right.
Which means that if they de-shifter or defissure or whatever, can't get drolled.
Yeah, that's true.
Problem solved.
So the Phantom Knights deck is looking about the same as it was last time, which is it's a 43 card deck instead of 42 now. You've still got the 3 or 5 card Destiny Hero package. So your 3 Fusion Destinies, 1 Celestial, 1 Dasher, and then you're running a 9 card Brave Token package, which is 5 spells and 4 monsters. You're running, like I said, the 3 Torn Scales, the 3 Silent Boots, in fact, this is just the exact same deck list. It's just exactly the same plus 1 Foolish Barrel.
Huh. Extra starter, I guess.
Yeah, I guess they just were like, let's just bump that card count up to 43 so we can run 1 extra starter, even though we were already running a ton of them, I guess. Even the extra deck is the same. This must just be the same guy's deck.
It probably is like the exact same, but he just kind of added that in. It was like, why? He probably had this epiphany of, why aren't I running this?
Maybe.
And just decked it in.
So, and then we've also got the Wanderees deck list. So, Wanderees deck list is interesting. So you have 3 Wanderees and the Journey Preparations as a new addition to the deck that propelled it to the forefront of the metagame. Most players have chosen to swap out 3 Book of Moon to make space for 3 Wanderees and Journey Preparations. So, Book of Moon's primary function was as a countermeasure to Effect Veiler and Imperm, because you could chain Book of Moon to the activation and set your monster, and it would cause them to lose the target, and the Wanderees effect would resolve, and then you can still use it as tributes for tribute summon.
Yep.
So
face-down monsters are still viable tribute and fusion material. So
right, and it would not be banished when it left the field, so it could be added back to hand when a Winged Beast monster's normal summon.
Ooh.
So, Wanderees and Journey Preparation is a quick play spell, which so it can perform like the same essential function. But being able to effectively dodge Effect Veiler and Imperm is the biggest thing that Wanderees really needs. Those cards just impact the deck so greatly.
Oh, yeah, no, because all their effects, because like their whole shtick is a normal summon into an effect, which then normal summons into an effect, which then normal summons into effect.
Right.
Because that's their whole shtick, if you hit one of them with an Ash, Veil, or Imperm, it stops that whole train.
Right.
It kind of pulls the rails out from under them.
Right.
So. The bridge is out! Yeehaw!
I think the last deck... we'll look at 2 more decks here. So, we're going to talk really quick about Eldlitch. So, this particular Eldritch deck was primarily tuned to play against PK because it's running... Wow, this deck is something else. Okay, so this deck has so many cards that are banned here in the TCG. Let's talk about this. Wow, this deck is something else. I can't get over this. Okay, listen to this deck list and stop me every time you hear a card that you're like, wait, how many of what?
Okay.
All right, 3 Eldlitch, 1 Pank, Dinosaur
okay.
Pankratops, 2 Cursed Eldland,
okay.
2 Eldlixir of Black Awakening, 1 Eldlixir of White Destiny, 3 Reasoning.
You're joking, right?
Nope. The Reasoning's at 3 in the OCG.
Oh my god.
They're running 4 monsters and in a 43 card deck.
Oh my god.
So declare a monster number 4. Okay. Mill your entire deck until you hit Eldritch and then special summon Eldritch or Pank.
Yeah.
And then you're milling all your Eldritch spells and traps. That's crazy. Okay. So 3 Reasoning, 3 Pot of Extravagance, 3 Pot of Prosperity, 3 Eldlixir of Scarlet Sanguine, 3 Conquistador, 2 Haquero, 2 of this Eldritch trap card that I do not know the name of, 3 Solemn Judgment, 2 Ice Dragon's Prison, which is actually really cool because so many of the Phantom Knights are warriors.
Yeah.
3 Skill Drain. We're having an aneurysm. Skill Drain's at 1 here.
Why is Skill Drain at 3 over there?
3 Rivalry of Warlords, 2 Gozen Match, 1 Imperial Order, 1 Vanity's Emptiness.
Oh my god. This is the deck of stop having fun.
It really is. They're running 2, I think that's Constellar Pleiades in the extra deck. That's the rank 5 Constellar because they can overlay the trap monsters to make him.
Yeah.
2 Gustav Max, 2 of a rank 10 that I don't recognize, 1 Superdora, 2 Juggernaut Libe, 1 Zeus, 1 Imduck, 1 Link Spider, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Line of the Light Charmer, and 1 Vampire Sucker, all just utility cards.
Yeah.
And the extra deck is like 3 Lava Golems, 3 Evenly Matched, 2 Shadow Mirrors, the 3rd goes in.
Again, a whole lot of, I don't like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So I built this deck so I can play Yu-Gi-Oh!
1 Dark Bribe.
What? That one Dark Bribe is exclusively whenever their opponent activates Upstart Goblin.
Yeah, that way they decide this.
Yeah,
you're doing this on my terms.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. I don't care about your 1,000 life point gain. I don't need it.
Yeah, dude, this deck is so disgusting. It's really funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really funny, but I couldn't bring myself to play it.
No, neither could I.
So the last deck to talk about here is Sword Soul. So this is actually a pretty interesting Sword Soul list. They run 1 Arch Nemesis Protos in the list.
Ooh.
Because it can be accessed by the Sword Soul Grandmaster Shi Xiao, which is I think the level 8 synchro.
Yeah.
Which adds a Sword Soul Emergence from deck to hand, and when you control a synchro monster, Sword Soul Emergence can be used to add a worm monster instead. So you add Arch Nemesis Protos, whose effect can be activated by declaring its own attribute, destroying all dark monsters on the field, and making neither player able to special summon monsters with dark attribute until the end of the next turn, effectively locking PK monsters and DPE out.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting, actually.
Yeah. So they're running 3 Long Huan, 3 Mo Yi, 2 of the level 4 Wind one, whose name I don't know. Then 3 Ecclesia the Enlightened, or the Ecclesia the Virtuous.
The new Ecclesia.
The new Incredible Ecclesia.
Yeah.
So then you're running that 1 Arch Nemesis Protos, then the hand trap lineup. So 3 D Shifter, 2 Nibiru, 3 Maxi, 3 Ash Blossom. Then 3 of the Sword Soul Spell, 2 of the Sword Soul Trap. Then 2 Desires, 2 Prosperity, 2 Called By, 2 Cross Out, then 2 Solemn Judgments, 1 Imperial Order, and 1 Vanity's Emptiness.
Sounds like some good stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm. And in the extra deck's funny. You've got 2 Chi Xiao, 1 Baxia, 1 that's Yazi, maybe? No, that's Baxia. I don't know what this one is. This is one of the Tenyi. It's the Tenyi 7. Is that Yazi?
I think. Maybe.
1 Draco Berserker of the Tenyi, 1 Adamantipator Risen, Dragite, the level 8 synchro.
Yeah.
One Colossal Fighter there for the Max C OTK.
Yeah.
1 Cyber / Harpy Lady, 1 Ruddy Rose Dragon, 1 of the level 10 synchro, 1 Baron, 1 level 4 Dark Xyz. I don't know which one that is. Then there's level 7 Pendulum Xyz I don't recognize, and then there's a Zeus. And then there's another level 10 synchro that's fire that I don't recognize. So
fair.
But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to me that Sword Soul. I mean, this list went 6-0-2 there.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So I think Sword Soul is an interesting deck. I don't know how really good it is, but it's interesting. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But that'll wrap us up for our OCG Metagame Report. The next thing we took some time and we thought about it and we decided there is a little bit more that we actually want to talk about here. So we want to take a moment to discuss our top five side deck cards heading into the current format. So,
Oh yeah.
I guess we'll go ahead and we'll do kind of a one by one. I did my list of 5 and Caleb did his list of 5, and it turns out there's a fair amount of overlap here. So, Caleb, why don't you say the first card on your list? We'll talk about it, and then we'll go to my list, and we'll just go back and forth.
Okay, yeah. Most definitely. 1 second to bring back up that list.
Mm-hmm.
Boop. Okay, so Harpy's Feather Duster.
Yeah, I like Harpy's Feather Duster a lot in the current format. Phantom Knights are making a bit of a resurgence here, and being able to clear out those fog blades is awesome.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Just your opponent passes their turn, they got a bunch of back row, and it feels so good to just look at your opponent dead in the eye and just go Harpy's Feather Duster.
Yep.
My absolute favorite thing though is the face they get whenever you draw for turn. Don't add to your hand, just kind of look at it, and then just immediately activate Harpy's Feather Duster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's the funniest thing in the world to just rip it off the top and just flip it basically off the top, like just turn it over.
Yep. Oh, man. But at the same time, I've also been in the reverse position of that, and it sucks.
Oh, it really does.
Either way, it's a very important card, particularly in any format where it has back-heavy decks. Just the fact that Eldlitch still kind of exists is enough, in my opinion, to warrant the Harpy's Feather Duster.
Yeah, absolutely. And
because you drop the Harpy's Feather Duster, they just kind of go, oh.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next game.
I mean, I've seen it happen. If they don't have the Solemn Judgment ready.
Yeah. Like it kind of makes you think that they should probably run Starlight Road too.
Dude, I have been thinking about that. Do you know how hilarious it would be to resolve a Starlight Road in that deck?
And then special summon a Stardust Dragon?
Oh yeah.
So that way even if they activate Twin Twister, you can just shrug, go, okay.
Yep. I think that also with Harpy's Feather Duster, I see on my list I had Lightning Storm on my list.
Which is kind of the same thing.
In a way.
In a weird way.
I think Lightning Storm has a little bit more versatility, but I think the point is that we both kind of touched on is that you absolutely, without a doubt, have to be able to have that blowout, right? Whether you're blowing out back row, blowing out attack position monsters, some people would put evenly matched on theirs.
Yeah. Again, kind of the same thing.
It's the same principle, I think.
Yeah, the same principle of you're wiping out a bunch of cards with just one card.
Yeah, so...
However, the funniest thing I've ever seen was this hadn't happened to me or any game I was in. It was a game that happened next to me, and it was Eldlitch versus something. They had set 5 pass, and the opponent literally took the top card of the deck, flipped it, and it was the Harpy's Feather Duster, and he went, "Oh no, flip IO." Chain Twin Twister.
Oh no! Reverse oh no.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, but that you have to do that, I think, if you have Duster Twin. I don't think you twin first trying to bait. I think you Duster first.
Trying to bait, and then if the IO gets flipped, you
chain twist, pop the IO,
yeah.
Right.
And then 1 extra back row.
Yeah, because for those that don't know, because I know a lot of our audience is newer players, when your opponent activates a continuous spell or trap, you can, if you chain a quick play, so first of all, chain links resolve backwards. So the quick play would resolve first, and if a continuous spell or trap is destroyed, on activation, it doesn't resolve.
Correct. They have all continuous spells, continuous traps, and field spells. This is important. And field spells must be face up in order to activate and resolve their effect.
Correct.
That includes Twin Twister, like your opponent activates Magical Meltdown, chain Twin Twister, and pop it.
Yes. Or Shaddoll Schism, same thing.
Same thing. They have to be face up on the field in order to activate and resolve their effects.
Yep. So, I think that is worth... the point is, I think it's important to have that blowout, though.
Definitely. At bare minimum, it'll force your opponent to flip their IO.
Right.
If they've got it. It'll force them to flip something.
Yep.
To attempt to stop it. best. I think what we're trying to say here is that it forces a response.
Exactly.
They either respond to this,
Or they go -4.
Yeah, or they just lose.
So,
that's the same thing with something like Forbidden Droplet while your opponent has a Dragoon up on field.
yeah.
They either negate it with Dragoon or Dragoon gets negated. One or the other.
Right. Depending on what you activated.
Yeah, depending upon what you activate. If you activate it and pitch a monster,
they can't respond.
yeah.
So, but I think the thing to note though is, well, dang it, I was gonna say something and then I stopped and I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh no.
Oh well.
It's fine.
I'm
I'm pretty sure we covered why you'd want a blowout type card.
yeah,
Lightning Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster.
for sure.
Feather Duster, Harpy's Feather Storm,
Yes.
etc., etc.
I think the next thing to talk about though is we actually have 2 cards that overlap on both of our lists that I think we should kind of group up together because they're incredibly impactful and they fall under the same category of card, which
That's
is
fair.
a Floodgate Hand Trap.
That is fair. A once per turn, this mechanic is gone for the turn.
Yeah.
Droll and Lockbird.
And Artifact Lancia.
Yep. So, for those of you who do not know for some reason, Droll and Lockbird is that whenever your opponent searches a card, after the search is complete, you discard Droll and Lockbird, and neither player can search anymore.
Yes.
Very specifically, they cannot add cards to their hand except by drawing them.
Not
even?
Not even by drawing
Okay.
them.
That's what I'm used to, those kinds of effects. Either way, your opponent's done searching for the turn.
Right.
So decks like Drytron, if you drop a Droll on them, that's it. They're done for the turn.
More or less, yeah. It's very hard for them to play with through Droll.
Yeah.
The other deck that this greatly impacts is Invoke Shadal Dogmatica. It does have kind of some impact against Tri Brigade, especially the Lyrilisk build, because the Lyrilisk build is a bit search heavier, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
Much search heavier. Because just like based off the bread and butter combo of opening Fractal and Turquoise Warbler, is you pitch the Fractal mill special, and then that's one search. Overlay another search, special search. Overlay another search. Like it's real easy to real quick get like 4 searches back to back, or even 5 depending upon
sure.
it. Yeah. And then if you went on the Smorg, that's another search.
right.
Yeah, it's very very search heavy compared to standard Tri Brigade, which can go an entire turn not searching a single card.
Right. Regular Tri Brigade can do some stuff, but it's not near as search heavy.
Yeah. Which is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing in that, yeah, your opponent might droll you, but you were probably only going to do 1 search that turn anyway.
Right.
Oh well. And it's a curse because, well, you better open up what you need. But I mean, with Tri Brigade, they have so many ways to get into what they need off of just that 1 search with Nerval. Lancia, on the other hand.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was about to say. I was about to lead into Lancia. So Lancia is a bit more of a... you have to play it a bit more preemptively, because if your opponent activates a card in their graveyard that banishes for cost, such as a lot of the PK monsters,
yeah, it's too late.
Right, or if they activate a Tri Brigade effect on field.
Yeah, it's already too late. They've already got the banishes. Lancing at that point, nope, there's really no point.
Right, so...
It's better to pretty much as soon as they draw during their draw phase, Lancia.
Right. Yeah.
Limits hand traps and other things from hitting
correct. It. So either Lancia in the standby or wait until you see something happen that you can read their next move as being banished. So like if they start putting PK monsters in grave, then you preemptively go, "Oh, okay. Activate Lancia." And then they're stuck with a graveyard full of PKs that they can't banish. Or if they like activate Fractal, send Kit, send Nerval, search Karis, summon Karis. When they summon the Karis, hey, Lancia. Yep. That way they've already used their summon for the turn.
Oh yeah, no. Like especially if you hear them go normal summon Karis. They normal summon that Karis. They probably don't have any other Tri-Beasts in hand. So that's a fantastic place to just pop a Lancia in your deck.
Oh, for sure.
Lancia can also kind of affect Eldlitch a little bit.
Yeah, you just have to read when they're going to start doing stuff. But it can shut off their resource engine for one turn, and one turn without their resource engine going is huge in that deck.
Sometimes that's enough to just turn around and smack them.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Or at least set up a board to where you can just kind of shrug at whatever they're trying to do.
Right. So.
Yeah. It also completely stops VW as well, Virtual World, because they do a lot of banishing themselves.
I like to do this with Virtual World on their opening turn, mainly because it shuts off their Chuche for the next turn.
Exactly.
Because they don't have a way to get banished spells and traps.
For them to return to the graveyard or deck.
Shuffle back to the deck to pop one.
Exactly. It bare minimum, it'll shut off their Chuche at least.
Right.
Which is pretty major for them. Mm-hmm. For you in that situation. You know what I meant. But yeah, Lancia. Really good card. Really cheap, actually. Comparatively to the other hand traps we've already discussed. So the other extra cards we already talked about. Droll being, I think, $10 at cheapest. Feather Dusters. Well, Feather Duster, I think, being like $5 or $6. Yeah.
Feather Duster, you can probably pick one up for $5 or $6.
Yeah. Drolls are going to be $8 or $9 a piece.
Yeah, but you can spend $4 and get a secret rare Lancia.
Yeah, exactly. You can spend $12 and get a playset of secrets, or you can spend $3 and get a playset of commons.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Lancia Commons. I mean, its original printing was as common, which is why it's so good.
Yeah, and it's
so cheap. So cheap.
Yeah, and it's one of those cards that does come in and come out the meta, but it's one of those cards that even though I'm not running it right now, there's going to be a situation where you're going to run it later.
Right.
It's well worth the $3 to $12 you spend on the playset.
For sure. So Droll, Lancia, and then you have Harpy's Feather Duster. I have Lightning Storm, but
we already talked. Lightning Storm evenly matched.
Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and hit your next card, and then I'll do mine after.
So my next card was actually Dark Ruler No More,
which I totally whiffed on. I don't know how I missed this on my list. I should have just gone through my side deck and picked cards out of there, but I totally whiffed.
I did.
Yeah, I totally whiffed. This card's amazing.
So here's what Dark Ruler No More does. I actually have the card right here in front of me. Negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of the turn. Also, for the rest of this turn after this card, if this card resolves, your opponent takes no damage. Now the player can activate monster effects in response to this card's activation.
And this is a normal spell card, too.
Yep.
So,
it is a little expensive. I think it's $8 or $9 for the common.
Really?
I think.
Wow,
yeah.
I didn't realize that. Let me look it up real quick.
That's because that's because the only low rarity printing it's gotten right now was out of the Charmer structure deck, which not a lot of people bought.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not realize. Yeah, sure enough. The commons are $7 and the prismatic secrets are $14.
Yeah, so it is on the expensive side, but if you can pick them up, like let's say your opponent was Drytron, they went full board and including a Dragoon, you just kind of go Dark Ruler No More.
Right.
If they don't have a Solemn Judgment, or if they don't have a spell or trap negation that isn't a monster effect, that's it. Their whole board is just blanked, and then you go full board.
And not just that, but you also have to think about
a great card to hit with that is actually Appaloosa, because then it's just permanently negated because the way its effect works.
Right. Okay. There's another way to do it, which is you can respond to it with a spell or trap like Imperm or like a Twin Twister.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you have something that negates the effects of a face-up card your opponent controls, such as Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss.
Or Medolce... Medolce... I'm trying to remember the name of that trap card.
Promenade?
Yeah, Medolce Promenade.
Yeah.
Then you can... Yeah, but I mean, with Medolce Promenade, you can just chain it directly to it and negate it.
Yeah, but like with Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, the really interesting thing is that you can go... you can chain like a Twin Twister...
And then chain Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss.
And then blanket that way. Because you can't respond to that, but you can respond to it with other things and then blanket in the same chain with something different.
But stuff like Appaloosa can't stop can't stop it. Dragoon can't stop it. They're like vast majority of the things that they would have on board to stop.
Appaloosa couldn't stop it anyway.
Yeah. But you get what I'm saying. The most Omni negates that a lot of decks would have on board are monster effects, and they can't respond to it.
Right. So.
And then even if they did chain it, it's almost a vast majority of the Omni negates in the game have to activate in response to whatever they're negating. But that's how often do you think that's going to happen where your opponent's just going to chain, and because they're not going to be able to chain a imperm because you have nothing, because you at that point you don't have anything on board to target
Probably.
and if they activate
Twin, Droplet, whatever.
Yeah, Twin Twister or Droplet. Let's just say Twin Twister. The Twin Twister have to target the Dark World of Morn itself.
It's fine.
And then they're also discarding a card in
It's
response.
fine.
Either way, yes, they keep their Omni negates, but at the same time, it puts them in, because then they just went neg. What is that, 3?
Potentially.
Yeah. With Droplet, I don't think they can act. I don't think you can activate Droplet because you have no monsters on board to negate, or can it negate your monsters too?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think it can only negate cards your opponent controls.
Okay, yeah. In which case, I don't think they could even negate it. I don't even think they could activate.
No, yeah, you're right. You might be right.
Yeah.
The point is, it's very niche, but it's a very good card that you should absolutely check out.
Oh yeah. It's very niche that your opponent can actually stop it outside of Dark Bribe, Solemn Judgment,
Right.
Seven Tools of the Bandit, something weird.
But it's great into crazy boards like the Virtual World boards and Drytron, things like that.
Dragon Link.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera.
The next card we have on our list is one on my list. I have Nibiru on my list. The only reason this card was not on Caleb's list is because he thought it was more of a main deck card than a side deck card.
Yeah, but that's because a lot of decks that run in the side would probably prefer to run in the main, but then they're like, it's of the 3, 6, 9, 12 hand traps I would main, though Nibiru is probably the one where it's like, where if you're not up against a deck where that's going to hit, it's dead in hand.
Yeah, I'm really scared about having a Nibiru in my main deck and playing against Eldlitch.
Exactly. So, it's the one that got relegated to the side.
Yeah, for at least in my deck.
Yeah, and mine as well. But I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of decks that would love to be able to main it too, along with the standard main board of Ash, Imperm, and Valor.
Right. So, I have Nib in mind. Nib is incredibly impactful against any combo deck except maybe Drytron, because they can put up a negate in less than 5 summons if they want to.
Tri-Brigade Leerlisk, with the right hand, can pump out a 3 negate Appa with summon 4.
Yeah.
But it's got to be the right hand, and I have to go, okay, I know they have the nib, so I'm going this path.
And not only that, but you also have to think about it makes the rest of your turn suboptimal.
Exactly. With Tri-Brigade Leerlisk, with the Drytron, I think they do that just as part of their normal combo.
Yeah, because if they already have a fairy in hand, they'll just, with one of their Benten searches, they'll just search the Herald of Orange Light.
Yeah, and then let them make the Omni Negate right there. But like literally outside of those exact 2 instances, like Dragon Link doesn't put out a negate until near the very end of its combo line, so just nib them at some point. Medolce, if they don't like with Medolce, if you run into it for some reason at your local, if they don't open Magellin plus Salon, they can't put out a negate before you can just nib them.
Yeah, Hero and Phantom Knight.
Same thing.
Just let them get all the way to the end of their combo, or sometimes earlier. I don't know. You kind of have to make a read, to be honest with you.
Yeah. The best bet is to just kind of figure out what the actual just learn the combo line yourself as if you're playing the deck.
Right.
So that way you know, okay, the very next summon they're going to do is going to be a negate stop nib here.
Right. So I like Nib. So we're 4 cards deep. I have Droll, Lancia, Nib, Lightning Storm. Caleb has Duster, Dark Ruler, No Droll, and Lancia. What is your 5th and final card, Caleb?
Okay, so my 5th card is very, very, very deck dependent.
I have put Slash another card, so it might not be. Go ahead.
For me, it's Dark Simorgh.
Slash Anti-Spell Fragrance.
Yes. The reason why with the Dark Simorgh is because since I'm running right now, I actually switched off Medolce for a little while. Give them the deck a rest for a little while. Go to Leerlisk Tri-Brigade because I like a Leerlisk.
Mm-hmm. I like a Leerlisk.
Anyway,
I like a Leerlisk.
yeah, I like it. Anyway, so I can so I can make the Simorgh Link, and then special summon literally any winged beast that I want that's level 10 or lower. Unless I set a card, then level 8, 9, 8, or 8 or lower, or whatever. And that includes things like Apex Avian or the Barrier Statue, or if I know I'm up against Eldlitch, I can just pump out a Dark Simorgh and laugh at them, because now they can't set anything until they out the Dark Simorgh.
Right.
So to me, that's just kind of funny. And Anti-Spell Fragrance kind of does the same thing to more spell-heavy decks. Like Striker or what have you. But I mean, no matter what deck, if I open enough combo to get into the Link and protect it, but then also get out and then set an Anti-Spell Fragrance, I can just Dark Simorgh and Anti-Spell Fragrance. They're locked out of spells and traps. So
right, yeah.
The classic old Dark Simorgh Anti-Spell lock.
Crazy. So
the fact that I can do that
is hilarious.
Yeah, but it'll mostly be Anti-Spell Fragrance being a fantastic out to stuff like Strike. Like if you flip IO on Striker,
yeah, oh yeah,
but then of course comes the question: if they're going to have back row removal, when do you activate the IO? Do you wait for them to just shotgun it?
Yeah. Wait for them to shotgun the back row removal.
Fair enough. Especially if you set a bunch, they're going to be like, okay, there's probably an IO in there, I gotta snipe it.
Yeah, so. Yeah. My next card is actually Solemn Judgment. I think Solemn Judgment can be a really interesting side deck card, even if you're not playing like Eldritch or something. But if you're playing anything that builds a board, then if you can go ahead and you can Solemn Judgment, side it in, especially in Game 3. I kind of love the idea of siding in Solemn Judgment in Game 3, as long as your game's not like 3 minutes from time, because you don't want to put yourself in that situation.
Yeah, but if it's like Game 2, you won Game 1.
No, like if you're going specifically, it has to be you're going first, Game 3.
Ooh, good point.
And they
you got like
are
20 minutes in time left.
Yeah. You got like at least like 10 to 12 minimum.
Yeah.
Because a Solemn Judgment well timed when they haven't seen one yet just ends the whole game.
Particularly if you went full board, and like you're sitting there with a bunch of full board with a bunch of back row in the back, and they're like, "Oh, I got this. Dark Ruler no more. Solemn Judgment." Oh. Like, what does your opponent do at that point? I mean, yeah, because you have all your Omni negates. They can't stop you from stopping them. So
yeah, no, Solemn Judgment, it can seal a match for sure.
Oh yeah,
especially if your opponent's not expecting it.
Oh yeah, it can also stop like I said, it can stop Dark Ruler no more, Harpy's Feather Duster, a normal summon.
Yeah, it's like
the fact
set 4 pass, do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's even if they're just like normal summon Alistair.
Yeah,
Solemn Judgment.
Exactly.
Oh. Because then the Alistair just goes straight into the graveyard and they don't get the invocation. So even if they have the invocation in hand...
Oh, yeah.
There's not really much they can do about it. It's rough.
Yep. So that's my last card, Solemn Judgment. So the last thing we have is the podcast question of the day. So last week's podcast question of the day is, what rarities are your least favorite and most favorite? So we got some great replies. Twitter, for special rarities, they said collector's rare, ultis, and starlights, which depends on the card.
Of course.
But for base rarities, they love secrets and they love rares, and they just don't like anything else.
Fair.
Rares and secret rares loved, and least favorite are supers. Here's one. Favorite is ultra, least favorite is gold, which was... I'm just going to let you know, gold is a very popular least favorite. Favorite is secret. Least favorite is rare. Yep. Ultimate rare is least favorite because of the fragility of the early ones. Yeah. Caleb, you mentioned that.
Yep.
Gold is the favorite. And honorable mention to platinum. Oh my goodness, the Mad Lad. Favorite is old, supers, and ultras. I can respect that.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Not a fan of the new golds or platinums. Also fair. Ultimate rares are the favorite. Rares are the least favorite. My man. My man. Favorites are ultis. Least favorite gold rares. Also my man. Least favorite starlights. Ooh, that is a hot take. And most favorite is dual terminal ultra. Oh God, yes. Oh yeah. Love supers but hate rares. Yep. Favorite secret. Least favorite super. Least favorite gold. Favorite is the noble knight / platinum rare. There's a lot more love for those things in our comments than you would think.
Huh.
So
I just figured it would be like just collectively everyone's most hated.
no, lots of people actually like the platinum rarity. That's crazy that is.
Huh.
This guy says he loves premium gold. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, which is cool. I like them well enough.
Yeah. Least favorite ghost. We had a couple of those.
To be fair, I do like the 3D effect on it, but I don't like that it's real hard to see the...
It looks like it's been in a washing machine too long.
It looks like it's been out in the sun for too long.
Yeah.
Where all the color got bleached out. I'm like... And I understand why some people can like it, but like I said, I also kind of like to look at the artwork, and it's kind of hard to see it if it's all the same color.
Mm-hmm. Here's an interesting one. Favorite rarity is Shatterfoil, even though it's mostly universally hated. That's their words, not mine. I love Shatterfoil.
So, I used to have a Shatterfoil, Grand Mole.
I currently have a Shatterfoil Herald of the Orange Light, which I love.
Yeah, I borrowed it for a little while for Medolce. It's nice.
Yep. So let's jump into the Discord server. We had some cool answers in here too. Oh my goodness. There we go. Favorite ghosts and ultis, least favorite commons and rares. A man of culture. Giant Skyhawk is just a monster. Favorite is maximum gold premium golds.
Again, I like them well enough. Not my favorite, but...
Least favorite, platinum secret rare. So this is not a rarity that not a lot of people realize exists here in the TCG, but platinum secret rare was... Can you tell me how many cards came in platinum secret rare?
Nope.
2.
Oh.
It was a Bujin card and a Fire Fist card from the 2014 tins. They were the only 2 cards to ever come in Platinum Secret Rare, and they looked so bad and they were so universally hated that nobody ever did it again. They never did it again.
Good.
So,
jeez.
Yeah. In fact, I think I have a Platinum Secret Rare right behind me. But then he said, shout-outs to Platinum Rare. Platinum Secret is the only beef I have, but he likes the Platinum Rares, which is mad lad territory.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so, I kind of understood. I kind of understand where they were going with the platinum rares, but it just didn't work. Out.
No, it didn't. My personal favorite is dual terminals, and I hate rares. That was me. Mm-hmm. We had somebody that said their favorite is Starlight. Least favorite is Premium Gold. A lot of discussion about whether platinum is actually a good rarity, with everybody pretty much saying it's not, except for Giant Skyhawk. Giant Skyhawk, if you're listening, you're a monster. Favorite is dual terminals, supers. Least favorites are golds and platinums. We're back. Favorite is the current gold rares. Least favorite is ghost. Whew, man. People are crazy. Favorite rarities in order: Starlight, Prismatic Secret, Hobby League, Parallel Rare. Hobby Leagues are very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like Hobby Leagues. Least favorite rarities are Shatterfoils, then rares, then the original gold rares, and then the old ghost and golds, and then gold secret, platinum secret, and a whole bunch. Favorites: collector's rares, secret ghosts, tournament pack, turbo pack and astral pack supers. I think they meant just like the old like tournament pack and champion pack stuff.
Yeah.
Least favorite: commons and dude ultras. I can understand that. Dude ultras are not like super shiny.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy though that everybody kind of has a different opinion on what is and is not the good rarities. So
yeah. I mean, I imagine it's kind of like Pokemon, where every Pokemon is someone's favorite somewhere.
Right.
Doesn't matter what Pokemon it is. Someone somewhere out there, it's their baby.
Right. So today, though, we're going to present to you the new podcast question of the day, which is, what is your white whale Yu-Gi-Oh card? So this is like the card that you've always wanted, but has eluded you forever for whatever reason. So you just, personally, I've got 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted a first edition Metal Raiders Gate Guardian. I have an Unlim, which is very nice, but I've always wanted
That first ed.
First ed, yeah.
Yep.
It's always been just, I see them, people have them, they've gone up, they're like $800 now.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, but I've always wanted one of those. And then my modern one that I've been looking for a while is Dual Terminal Trishula. I didn't care too much about this back in the day, but now I really want one. So
yeah.
I've been searching one for a while.
Oh yeah. For me, it is most likely the secret rare Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, the original secret. That was a promo actually for Shonen Jump.
The Ultra, you mean?
Yeah, the Ultra. Yeah. That's my white whale because I've always wanted one just because they look so nice. And it was just Shonen Jump promo back in the day. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a good looking card. Do you have a modern one too?
Like
the current card that you've been looking for since you got back into the game that you're just like, oh, I need it, but it's either too expensive or I haven't been able to find one for trade or whatever.
Oh, that's been that's bounced around for a while. Like when I first got back in the game, it was actually Cross Sheep. Got one.
Right.
Then it was Verte. That's getting reprinted. Then I stopped playing Shadal, so
right.
And I was like, what? I don't need a Verte because I'm not playing Shadal anymore now. So, like I said, it's just kind of bounced around. If I had to pick one in particular card right now, yeah, it would probably have to be Access Code.
Yeah.
But thank God it's getting reprinted.
Yep, reprint coming very soon on that. So shout out to Max Gold.
Next week, actually. Not this coming Saturday, the next Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's the 20th.
19th. 19th or 20th.
Yeah, it's something like that.
That week, the weekend of the 19th. Let's just
Pretty sure that's
it.
when it is anyway.
Yes, the weekend of the 19th. So 19th to 20th, 21st.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be nice.
Yep. But that'll pretty much wrap us up for today's episode of the podcast. Be sure to answer the podcast question of the day on Twitter and Discord. It is always there. So be sure to check out our Patreon. Like I've said, we've recently added a new Patreon tier, which is where you can get a one-on-one phone call with us. Be sure to check us out on Discord. You can always reach us there if you need to talk to us, and we're always pretty active in our server. Be sure to check us out on Twitter for instant reactions to pretty much everything. Be sure to check out our sponsor and ETB Games in Alexandria, Louisiana, and check that out this weekend for the tournament. And check out the Team Dark Arm Dealings YouTube channel, where you can get reactions from a lot of the deck profiles and reactions from a lot of the tournaments that we do. So that'll pretty much wrap us up for today. Have a good day, everyone.
Take care, everybody.